Good morning, everyone. So I just want to show you this is the kind of structure. We've been using this type of structure or me. I've been using. I got several similar structure like this. I use them to support my tomatoes. Because you know that some of the type tomatoes they just go so tall and so bushy, and I'm not the type of the person going tomato that go training them to only one leader. I'm normally I just let them to go very naturally, just spreading all over. But this type of structure is really helped me. I will show you a little bit later. This is the new one. My father-in-law he just built for me, or 2 days ago actually. And on this type timber, they are own recycled timber. This one from our old fence that we saved 2 years ago. Because we have some leftover, so I just pile them up in one spot around my yard. And this is another recycle piece. This one is like from peeling. I think the peeling of the fence of my neighbor as well. So he didn't need them anymore. He just gave us. So if he had any use of it, and this one, my father-in-law, he tried to build it very strong, and this time we paint it very carefully. Some of the ones he built for me last year or 2 years ago actually, it wasn't as strong like this because he didn't have much of time and he just used all the crappy what is it pieces if possible, because we didn't have much at that time. And here let me show you some of the other structure. Alright, so here you can kind of see here my tomato bushes and in the cage. You can see it all looks similar, but the other one it look much stronger and a little bit taller as well. And because I can see that some of the cherry tomato bushes they still keep going. So I thought that if we have the longer length of the timber, why not to make a little bit extra toner? And I think that's one quite wide as well. So I will keep it. Like in the winter, I use that to put for the tractor to protect my lime tree. I got a very dry variety of the lime, so I could put the structure over it, and I just threw the false cloth or the old curtain that I got, and that become a little bit this way. And this one of the bush that it doesn't have any structure or anything to support it. At the moment I just got a few nice sticks like this, but all hanging over. And this I don't like it because last year I planted a lot of tomato. I did not have enough support, so most of the time I just bend all over my back and harvest the tomato or do some trimming or do whatever. But I will carry that new structure over here and bring some support for the cherry tomatoes. Here, I just want to give you a quick closer look. So we managed to try to put this cage or the support cover on the outside, or just snip it in, try to snip it in, but took a little while for me and my father-in-law to put it in, because I think a little bit difficult because the plant that it been growing very widely, so very hard to not breaking the branches to put it through into the cage, and the cage stay I try to put the cage in the garden bed, but at the end one of the legs sticking out a little bit, but that's fine, I don't mind about that. But here let me work a little bit inside here to show you here what the inside there, so the sun still can shine through, so very nice. I did trim some branches though, because the plant were quite big and just falling all over, and I have to use some ties like this and to support the branches a little bit, because before it wasn't trained to be inside like this. So like the other one. You can see if I just snip right at the beginning when I plant the plant, so just go straight and nice. You can see they go quite tall now. At the moment, I still let it go like this, tall like this, but in the future, if anything more falling in over, I just cut on the top off or on the excess off, because typically we don't have a long season here in Cambodia. So if you let your tomato bush or even vine going long and long and keep sending out new shoot and new leaves, and you won't have much produce at the end. It could be better to cut on the top off and let the plant or let the fruit to be ripened. And the cage like this I often use in the winter or in the autumn anyway. Just plant like snow peas or sugar snap pea or in the cage, some in the cage and some outside. So it got be used on the season long actually. And so that's it. Let me show you some other supports of my lemon trees and my other citrus trees. Oh, by the way, this structure is about 1.5 meter tall and 90 centimeter wide. And at the bottom of the leg, I can show you like here, my father-in-law cut into quite pointy like this, so it quite easy to push it into the soil, so it stabilizes very well. So come over here, I will show you the other type of structure. This one for my citrus trees. This is the little lemon tree that I got. And so the plan is we just threw the fog cloth over it in the winter, so to protect the leaves not get damaged by the frost. By the way, because my lemon tree is very small, I don't want to get damaged. Last year, I just used the old curtain and with the tomato cage like this, because the tree was still quite small. So I just been using the tomato cage and to bring over the lemon trees and to throw my old curtain on the top. But this year I want something a little bit taller for it, because it's getting taller and bigger. And so that is a plant. And by the way, this one is tall is over 2 meter tall, and the width is I'm not sure about the width though. This one we just buy piece and pack pieces like this in bundling. Also we bought the fitting like this. You can see like 3 tier coming out like this. It's very easy there, and this is the small knits fitting or the small knit pie they got there. And here, let me show you what is this one called. Presser pies. I hope you can see clearly. But by the way, this is just an idea. Maybe you might find it interesting, or maybe you can take 1 or 2 ideas from this video, and maybe you can apply something for your own actually. And at the bottom here, so we try to push the leg down there so to stabilize it. So that is a plant. Let me show you the other one. Come along this way. And here is another one. So this one for my newly planted lemon tree, double grafted. And this one is the same size as the other ones. And this one, we use everything kind of the same. Oh, by the way, let me show you on the top. So he did put like another pie across this and just use the zip ties together. So in the future, we just put the fog cloth over, and if any rain or anything heavy dew or anything, it not, that means the fog cloth not bending, folding down too much. Alright, so here the biggest and the tallest one I cover, or I put it around my mandarin trees, because last year it got so many fruits but only frosted. I couldn't taste any of the fruit, just only maybe 1 or 2 pieces of the juice of the fruit, that's it, but only frosted. It do have a lot of fruits this year as well, so I'm excited. I do need to come here to fertilize some of this citrus though. And here is the structure, you can see that we didn't have the fitting like the white bit there, like that structure. But because at the beginning we couldn't find the fitting. And my father-in-law, he kind of make on the fitting like this to put together, fit on together. And then in the future, if the tree get taller, if I want to, I can extend it actually. He say. But I think I should keep the tree kind of tall like this. And wide, like on the maximum wide until on the side of the cage, and anything that's sticking out I just kind of trimming off in the spring, and on the top as well, if anything get toner, and I just trim it up and put the false cloth over it. And here, so that's it. I think you might want to see what kind of structure or what kind of thing we have been doing in the garden. And by the way, this is a different different one that I show you. That one you can see it much wider, and this one is more gray. I think this one is called electrical contour. Here, let me show you. This one is called Delta or Dita electrical, and the other one is more using for the water actually. I don't know what about the term of that, but I just kind of show you what kind of structure or what kind of thing we've been using and to protect our tree and to support our tomatoes. And this doesn't look as pretty or neat as the other one, but it's very strong. And in the meantime, I got one pot of my green beans, so I just bring over here and I just let it to crawl all over the structure, and if it like to, because this kind of place is a little bit small for the green beans now, and I want it crawling all over and produce more beans for me. Yummy, they are tasty, so I have it the other day. So I think that's it for the video today. I thought I'm gonna show you, so you might want to do something a little bit different or similar into the structure. And thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye bye.